All right, so here we are with another action pose position clothed video. I almost lost it for a second. All right, once again, you want to give your margins here and here to not go off the page. So that when you see that, you know, hey, if I'm going past this, my picture's too long or too big or whatever, and it's not going to work. So rough drawing. Rough drawing, yeah, keeping room for the head, your imaginary head here. Well, you always want to do that. One day I'm gonna get a great camera, one of them $2,000 cameras, but right now, no. So, what's wrong with me? Drop down, you have room for the head, drop down, have your torso. Oval. Always do the oval, not circle. Oval. Okay, I want to turn this to the side. Well, actually, I want to get my whole body here first. That way I'll know it will fit. So my direction line, come down, and then my tuna can. And if you're new to the channel, my upside down house, you probably won't understand what I'm saying. You have to go back and check out some of the videos because everything is a shape. So what I try to do is to use something that you recognize, that you would be really simple to draw, so it won't be so scary. Oval, and this is going to be down and down, and we're going to put that leg up on something. You've probably seen this kind of pose before. Draw a foot. Foot is just a triangle. This foot is going to be down. This foot is he's going to be on something, just like step or something, step, box, whatever. It's going to be standing on something. And I could cheat and like put something here and cover that foot up, but we'll see how I feel. So basically right now I'm just trying to get the in the page. I don't know why I just lost it right there. So when I come down, when I tilt this, bring this down. Because if you have your thing at the top, if you have your collarbone at the top, that means the person's not leaning towards you. Let me see if I can get a piece of paper and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Class is in session. This is why my videos are so long, because I like to give you more detail on how to draw versus everybody else. It just shows you how they draw the first time. Oh, it looks so good, it looks so good. Then you walk away and you're like, wow, he can draw. I'll never be able to draw like that. And then you give up. So here's your torso right here. Here's your collarbone. Here's your arms, just in case you don't know what I'm doing. Here's your arms. Here's your head and your neck. Okay, here's your down here. So now you know that is collarbone. Collarbone goes straight across. If you're looking at this guy straight on, this is what it's going to look like. But if he bent over just a little bit, this, instead of being straight, it's going to, come on now, Kamita. Focus on the hands. Focus on the hands. Thank you. If it bent over a little bit, it's not going to be straight. It's going to take on more of an open V. And that head, instead of being so high, it's going to come down just a little bit. So basically, if your shoulders stop here and you have a little bit of neck, usually when I do the shoulders, if the shoulders are round like this, I'll put the chin kind of like right on that line. Let me show you what I'm saying. If I can grab a good pen. And these are my new pens that I'm using, and I want to do a review on it eventually. So my neck comes like this. My collarbone, your collarbone, that little dip right here comes here and here, and shoulder, shoulder. I'll usually put my chin right here. That way your neck is not too high up, or you don't have too long a neck. So basically it's just gonna come come on now. I don't know what you saw, what you didn't see, because I was staring at the paper. Collarbone, the U, the V, right here, goes into the neck. Your chin is just right, just above that circle right here. So your neck. Now, when you bend over, of course, the head is going to come down a little bit. This V is right here, and of course, your neck is always going to be right here at that V in that center line. Always, no matter how you turn, you're going to have this center line, this V, And your neck is going to come out of there up to this circle. So when he turns over, where this circle is, it's going to stop and it's going to straighten up. So your head is going to come into this piece here. Your chin is going to come into that, and your shoulders are like this because it turns into more of a V. Now, the more you lean down, looking at the monitor, hopefully it won't mess up. The more you lean down, the more of a V that's going to be like this. The more of this you're going to see, and the more further your head is going to be down into this circle. And the less neck you're going to see there. So his arm's going to be this, like this. So it's going to be like this. The chest is going to come down. Center line, it's going to be your chest. You may see a little bit of the rib cage here. Depends on how much he's bent down. The waist, which is the upside down house again, or the hips. I keep messing those up. And then your legs. So this guy's bent down, and then back circle, front circle for your cylinder or your cone, because a cylinder is like this circle, a cone is like this, and that's what you're going to do for the arms. This is going to be straight, this is going to come at you, so you have your back circle and you have your front circle, and as a cone, your back circle is going to be bigger, the front circle is going to be smaller. Connect the two, you have a cone or you have an arm that is bending towards you. And then you have your fist. So basically the point was, the more you bend over, the more this is going to turn into this little V. And then you have your neck, and then you have your shoulders like this. Because your neck comes down and around like this, and then it takes, your shoulders are like that. And then this goes here to here and then up. That's why you see people have this little piece here. Because your shoulders are like that, and then it delt comes way around your back, and then like this. What I just say, your delt comes around your back and like this, and then you have your arms. So yeah, back to the drawing. So, and because I haven't drawn the action pose positions, they might be a little long. And this is why comic book artists are so great, because every day they're drawing everything. So if you're going to be an artist and do something else, I would say do comics first, study comics, because you're drawing so much of everything. Buildings and trees and cars and people and clothes and all that. So when you finish that, you can easily go into doing something else. So this guy's going to be leaning over, and his head is going to be here. So we have the circle that's going to stay. The neck is going to come from here and up, here and up. So I'm going to put the head about right down into the chin, into the shoulders. Like that. And this is why I do this. Some people ask me, why do you keep doing that? Because I want to get my right size. So I'll start small and I'll keep working my way up until I get that right size. And then I'll go ahead and darken it a little bit. There's my neck. Neck is coming over here, down and in. This chest is going to be out more. Wherever that point is, that's where your center line is going to be. So if you shift that point over, your center line has to be shifted over too, depending on how much you turn this ball here, or this oval here. So of course, when you turn this, you're not going to see this delt too much. You see the top, depending on if he's leaning over, you'll see the top, but this one you're going to see the whole delt. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his arm out a little bit, kind of like almost facing us. So this is going to be here. You might not see the bicep, depending on how much you put the arm out. If it's like tucked behind him, let me use one of my guys here so that you can understand a little better. How is he positioned? He's turned, he's got one leg up, he's got one leg out. And I don't use these. I bought these because I thought these were the neatest things. I was going to use them, but the more you draw, the more you don't need. You kind of see it in your head. It's muscle memory. I think I talked about muscle memory. No, I'm doing a drawing book. I'm doing an actual drawing book, how to draw. And I talked about muscle memory in there, so I didn't want to, say that I did and I didn't in one of my drawings. But I did talk about muscle memory somewhere. So it's kind of like that. I'm going to have the arm up. Wait, where's the camera? Where's the camera? Kind of like this. He's going to be bent down a little bit. This arm is going to go kind of back. And these are good to a degree, but not you know, not all of that. So he's going to be leaning a little bit. It's weird because the camera's straight up above me, so it's kind of hard to position. So anyway, it's going to be kind of like that with this arm up. But the point was, you don't see, once you rotate, you won't see that shoulder. Put your head up, brother. Put your head up. You won't see that shoulder. You'll see the top of it right here. You won't see the bicep too much, depending on how much it's tucked back. If I tuck it back and bring it up like this, you won't see any of that bicep, but you will see the shoulder, because when you pull your arm back, your bicep actually goes up. Bicep, your delt goes up. I have to edit that, but I can't. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Comic book artists are some great artists because you're doing this. You're so many positions that you instinctively know how the body goes. And you're drawing. If I drew some trees back here and some flowers back here and a dog, so I could actually go into any kind of art medium or form that I chose because I've drawn so much. Other than painting portraits, I mean, I'm not a painter. I can paint. I just, because I haven't done it in so long. I used to paint, but paint is expensive and oil paints take forever to dry. So it comes up here and then it forms right into your tricep. Brother, do you need to take a break? Your delt is that circle. And I've talked about doing arms before. I think in the last video, the arm is just your circle, which is your delt, which is this. Show it in the camera, which is this. This is an oval, and this is a triangle, long triangle. Cut it off here, wherever you want your wrist. So if you lifted that up, you want to have this. This is going to come up, aiming at you. I don't know if you can see this. This circle here, this oval here, and this triangle, or whatever I call this. You know what? Sometimes the brain just loses you. It just runs away. Cone. So you have that, and then when you point it up, it's just basically rounding it off. That's all it is. So you have this. So you're going to have this right here. You can have your back circle, your front circle here, but that's not going to be a cone. It's going to be kind of a cylinder. And then depending on how you do your arm, you have a little space between this one and this back circle and this front circle. And then, because I want to kind of bend it a little bit, so circle's going to be here like that. And then you put your hand like that. So smallen that out. Front here, I had this collarbone going up. Here's your chest, goes up. Here's your other arm, a little bit of bicep like that, and then your fist. So yeah. Circle, back circle, and when I say back circle and front circle, I mean on your cylinder, you have your back circle, your front circle. Focus camera before I retire you. All right, your back circle, I had to cut that because it wouldn't focus. Your back circle and your front circle, depending on if this is your arm, the one that's facing closest to you is your front circle, your back circle. So whenever I say that, you'll now know. Back circle here, front circle down here. This is going to be a cylinder. Cylinder is just straight, whereas a cone, this is a cylinder, is straight, whereas a cone comes to a point. If it was flat, it would be a triangle. But if I'm saying triangle with the arm, you know, I'm saying cone. Just think of an ice cream cone. Waiting for it to mess up on me and blur. Okay, so again, here's that. Then you want to have room for the elbow, so I'll leave space in between this for the other circle. So this is your front circle, this is your back circle here. And then let's just say I'll put the other one here. So like this. And then you put your hand however you want to put your hand here. And it's really simple to draw foreshortening because that's all that is. It's just learning to take a cylinder, and then just draw it. If you got your back circle and your front circle, and basically that's it. So here with the fist again, and doing a quick fist, just kind of a square or a circle, let's just say that. Wherever you put your thumb, then you have pretty much most of it done. And then you have your two parts of your palm, splits in half. So you have this and this. and then you know your finger's going to be straight here. And if they're bent, then you know you do this. This is going to be like this. It's going to be that shape there. So you have one here. The second one is going to be higher, and then they start going down, and then curve in a little bit. And then you have your fist like that. Because once you get that thumb there, you're pretty much good. And then this wrist, this part of the wrist is straight. And you see that this comes down and then goes up. So there's always a lump right there at your thumb. Something else I didn't know for a long time when I was drawing, I used to draw like this. This is my wrist on my hand. And then I actually saw it. And then I realized it's narrow here and then it comes up like that. So yeah, just a little for thought, food for thought. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I showed you the fist, and I don't know why I showed you the fist, because you needed to know, I guess. I don't know. So here we have going back here. I got my oval here, and that tells me how far this leg is going to be, how long this leg is going to be, because I always do this meaty part right here. Where's my little guy at? I don't know if you can see this little part right here, this meaty big muscle right here. I usually do that and then come out, and that tells me how long my leg needs to be. Then I'll do a circle for the leg, which is basically like a diamond for the leg. For the knee, slow it down, brother. Curve in and then back out, because this is like a little lump here, and then it goes into your shin. It goes in, so it's like, not including that. Let's include this. It goes like this, lump, and then in, and then your calf comes out here, and it joins that, and it goes down the side of that, whereas the outside is opposite. This, and then it curves around. Depends on how much calf you have, or you want on your leg or on your person. All right, same thing for here. This here and that. This comes up. Man junk room, so it's like this. So your knee is going to be right here, and then your cylinder, since this is going to be kind of like facing you almost, this, you're going to see the openness here, and your back one is closed like that. And if you're having trouble drawing, what's the word I'm trying to say? These appendages, use your cylinders. Use cylinders and cones, and then you put your foot there, and the foot is basically like a triangle, and if he's on something, you just bend that triangle at the toe like that. And I don't know if I want to put the foot on this. Maybe I'll have him like up on his toes or something like that. We'll see that when I get the detail, but now I know my picture fits before I start throwing a lot of detail into it. So now you can start adding the muscle. So we have this goes around your, man, it's been a minute since I actually did the beetle. So you have your mountain here, or your tunnel, your little train tunnel, where this point hits there and this point hits here. You curve it there. You already have this curve. And then from there, your abs come down, not straight. It comes almost, if you keep going, it'll be a point. Comes down like that. You have this is your obliques, which hit and kind of basically like sits right here on this bone, and then it kind of curves and goes down into the crotch. So if you have like, I don't want to say fat, if you have big love handles, it'll sit and it will kind of like hang over. So if you're doing a big guy, it'll hang over here, big guy, thick guy, and then this, because this bone is not going to get any bigger. You have this bone and you have your rib cage, which won't get any bigger. You'll just get meat over top of that, and it'll start hanging. And then, you know, this could get thicker because you got a big butt, unless your butt is flat from sitting down and looking at TV. But yeah, that's just another tip. So you don't want to, because one guy was showing him how to draw online, and he had big love handles. He kind of saw what I was doing, but then he tried it. And when I told him, I said, his drawing was really good, but he always had those fat love handles. And I told him, you know, don't do that. And either he got it right and was happy and never wrote again, or he got mad and because I corrected him and never wrote again. But so I never heard from him again. But I am available online to show you guys when I can, you know, get to it. Just send me some of your pictures, and I'll correct them or show you what you need to do and so forth, so on. So we have that. We have the abs. So best thing to do is this, wherever this curve is, use that for your first set of abs, or it could be your second set, depends. But just have your first set. You can always bring this down a little bit. I usually put an M at the top of my rib cage at the bottom there. Then you follow this curve going round. You have the other one. Remember, it's going to go in, so you're going to see some of the love handle here. Second, going to go in, and the third set, depending on what you want, how many abs you want to have. You want a 6-pack, 8-pack. So your chest is just above that bottom piece right here, just above that little mountain. And since it's curved like this, it's got to be the same way. This is going down at an angle. This shoulder's at an angle. This chest has to be at an angle, and this too, and this abs. Because from the angle that I'm sitting, I'm drawing everything straight. So this, and this, and this. So at this line, that's when it curves and it goes to the underarm, and I will show you in a second how I do the beetle. For those who are joining me for the first time, put a little more down and curve on this one. Comes out. This is going to come off this circle, and you bring the circle in more like that. So let me correct these abs at a good angle. Sorry, spitting on my paper, giving a little more lats. Don't have to, depending on the size of your character. And bring it in. You can slim the waist out or thicken the waist out or however. Oh, look good. It's not blurred on me. And my head, my face is going to come like right here. So this is going to be the center of my chin. Comes up, up. Make the head a little bigger. Bring that neck around. And what I do is I take the original drawing and I photocopy it, and then I have take the original and I put clothes on, and I keep the photocopy like this, so that I can compare them in the end, which is what you're seeing in the thumbnail. Thank you, Brian. So this is going to come down like this. How is this? Like this. Point. Then bicep. Tricep is here. When I get too many lines, that's when I switch different colors, because people used to ask me, why do you use so many different colors? Because I have a blue pencil and then I have regular lead pencil. Because I'm scratchy like this, because I'm loose and I do a scratchy line. So when I come back, then I'll say, okay, these are my lines. So then I'll know which one is which by just using the pencil, which I can't see this because the glare is crazy bad from my light. So yeah, and sometimes I'll use the blue pencil, which I don't, yeah, I do. So if like I did this and I wanted to put clothes on them or belt or something, then I'll be able to see from my red, from my blue. And if I put something else on him, where did that pencil go? Like if I put some on here, then I can use this. And then I'll know where all my lines are. So when I go back to ink, I'll be good to go. And I'll know what line to use, what line not to use. So that's one reason I use different colors. But the thing is blue pencil is very hard to erase. But it's, what is it? What am I saying? It's non-photocopy. So when you photocopy it, it won't show up. So you can have all your mistakes in the world, and it's not supposed to show up, put it that way. But I mean, it does a little bit, but not like regular pencil or ink or something like that. So, all right, goes back in. You have that V. You have the other part of that muscle because you have a 3, which I really don't do a lot of times. You have this. You have one here. And it comes up into this V right here. And I believe that you have like some striations up in here, but don't do that. Try not to do too much leg muscles, because if you get them wrong, they're wrong. That's the bad part about it, because I think one is lower and this one is actually higher realistically, and then you get the skin and it comes down, but I'll put them both the same. And then they come to this point, which I put a diamond for the knee, this to the side, this here, like so. All right, arm, bicep. The bicep separates. I think I talked about that in the last video. It separates when you have this little diamond and the little separation, and I believe that goes to the thumb. It separates and curves over to the thumb. But don't bring that arm all the way up. Why is it every time I do a video, my pencil just flips out of my hand? So that could be a little shorter, like about right here. And always walk away from your picture. Don't think, oh, I got it. It's right. It's perfect. No, walk away from your picture. Come back later. About 5 minutes later, go use the bathroom and get a sandwich or something. And then when you come back, you'll be able to say, wow, that leg is too short or it's too long or whatever. And since this is going in I'll make this a little bigger. This is coming to me or towards me. I'll make this a little bigger, and this goes back kind of skinnier. Foreshortening. Thank you, Brian. Like that. So I think I showed you the hand. Did I show you that in this video? Or was it the last video about doing a hand? Doing a hand. How can I explain that? I explained it so good in the other video. Do your hand. This is my arm. This is my hand. Which way is it going to be? I don't know. My fist. So like, this is my thumb. No, it would have to be from the top. Top. You're always going to see some of this part of the top. So if I show this, you're going to see some of this in a lot of your position. You just won't be straight fist. A lot of times you see some of that. So it's, wow, I just lost it. This, and then you see this, and then you have your wrist there. And then you can put your thumb, however, and then your fingers. So like that, and your thumb comes out, and then you have your knuckles, and then you're going to see part of this, and then it goes right into your, keeping it round, goes right into your forearm, but you'll see some of this depending on the angle. So like if I did this is what I'm saying, like that. That's how I do my quick fist, and then I'll come back later, and then I'll do that. Same thing with here. If I want to do kind of an open fist, this, you have your palm here, you have your thumb here, but the same thing, you kind of see this open part, and then your fingers, and then that goes into that. I explained so much, I lose what I'm trying to say. All right, I said I was going to show you guys a beetle, because if you are new to the channel, I draw a specific way, and I always use the same technique. I self-taught myself. I was born in '61. Yeah, I'm an old man. Back then, where comics wasn't really all of that. I think they had like a few comics, but I wasn't introduced to comics for a long time. And when my uncle had a collection, and I fell in love once I saw his comics, and there was really no comic book drawing schools or anything like that. So I used to trace. I do a lot of tracing back in the day, until I actually figured out how to actually do it right. But you have to learn your own way. So when I do the torso, I'll do this oval, and this is the most important part of the body. The rest is just cylinders. Center line, always have your center line to find out which direction you're turning. Then your collarbone, which is a T, and I think I did a torso. I did a lot of torso videos. Go back and check out my videos. Then you have your mountain here. I started calling it a train tunnel because, just think of it as a train tunnel. Where this point touches this circle, and when this point touches this circle, you come up. That's where your body starts to turn at. That's where you turn. So a little above this is where your chest goes. And as I said, right here, it turns and goes up, because hanging off of this top of this T is a circle, which is your delt. This U, or this oval, which is your bicep. And then this, again, lost that one, cone. And it's really, once you get this, it's really, really simple and quick to draw the anatomy. And of course, it just shows you the hand, however you want to hold your hands. And then from here, this V, which we talked about, goes to the top of this circle, and then start up your head. And then you want to add more shoulder. So wherever this touches this, you want to go up a little bit more on the shoulder. So wherever this touches this circle, go up a little bit more on the shoulders, and then you have a little ab. It doesn't come here. Your waist doesn't start here. It starts just a little bit out, because remember, this goes in. This goes in, leaving your love handles. This comes, and your love handles come like this and into the crotch, like that. And then you have your hips, your upside down house, which is all this is. And then, well, that going back, you have this piece right here, which I call the tuna can, because it's just basically a short oval like that. Oval, it's not an oval, cylinder. And then you have your upside down house like that, which is, if you look at it, if I flipped it over, it's a house upside down. Then, you just do all your beetle stuff here. You erase this in the back, erase this, do your mountain, your tunnel, your arms, your legs, and then you have a person, but it's like the beetle thing. So when you turn it, this is why my videos are so long, and this is your center line. Same thing, T, shoulders are right here, or your delts. The mountain right here. Don't take it all the way down, because it stops at the circle right here. From here to here, you already have this circle here. It's automatic. That, your arm, your V right here, touching this circle, and then going straight up, adding the head, giving a little more shoulders, and then you have a sideways position. The chest curves up into the arm from the side, and then there you go. So the beetle technique. I came up with that. Yes, I did. So let me go quickly over this, because I think I went into the 30-minute mark already. It's like 32 minutes minus editing, and I don't think I have any cuts, maybe 1 or 2 cuts in here. So it's like this, that, my leg is good. And I just want to get all the muscles in there so we can find out where it's going to, your clothes are going to be pinching at. And actually what I'm doing is I'm drawing a lot of action positions first, and then I'm coming back filming the part where I put the clothes on them, because I have no idea what type of clothes I'm going to put on these guys. I don't just want to put t-shirts and just jeans on everybody, maybe some hoodies, some suits, some, I have to start looking through some magazines to figure out what kind of clothes I want to put on these figures. And besides, I need to get back into drawing my action pose positions, because I'm really stiff, because I haven't drawn them in a while. I haven't drawn this in a while. I don't know what I've been drawing, but it surely wasn't my action pose stuff. So always walk away from your drawing. As I say to people, walk away, and you come back and you see your mistakes. Like right now, I'm not looking, because I was looking at that. This is a little too long. So I would cut it there and then put the foot here. Like that. Same thing here. My fists. 1, 2, that. Hit this piece here where the fingers are bent and then tucked in. I'll come do that later. I'll do that off camera, because that's not important. I have this right here, collarbone. And your neck comes, and you have your shoulder that actually does this. So your neck comes down. How does that work? It comes down and in like this, and your shoulders like that. So this part comes like this. It comes up and it goes around behind you, because your neck is, this goes, God, Brian, come on, get it together. Maybe I need to eat. From this back, maybe I'll show you from the back, if I can remember. I told you it's been a minute. Your neck is like this. Here's your back, like that. Your shoulders come here. Here's your collarbone. Here's your delt, right there. So you have this part that goes up into the neck. It comes up and into the neck, and then down into the back. So if I did this other part here, this is the center of my chest, like that, and this, and then other part of my chest, and then your shoulder right there. But it comes up and into the neck, back of the neck. Here's your head, here's that, and then it goes like that, because this is your thing. Maybe I need to stop drawing. So it goes up. This is from the back. Your whatever. It'll be written down here somewhere. Yeah, because your delts are here, back of your arms, delts are here, back of your arms. This is your traps, your trapezoids, yeah, like that, traps. I've done the traps in a minute. Yeah, so when you turn to the side, it's like this. So your neck, you have these neck muscles here, and then if you're cut, you have these little diamonds in there, like that, because it's kind of like you have one thing and then you paste the neck to the front of it, so it's almost like two pieces, I guess, because of your muscles. I don't know why I brought that on, but yeah, it's gonna be like that. When you turn to the side, you'll see more of it because this actually goes right up into that delt, right here, and the delts are separated like three heads. But the thing is, once you put clothes on it, you won't see all the muscles. But I'm giving you kind of a 2-for-1, showing you how to draw the anatomy, and then you get your clothes, how to dress it later. So yeah. And then from the top, something else I didn't show you. If you're looking from the top, it's going to be, here's your head. You're looking down from the top. It's going to be, this is your neck. It's going to be shaped like this. Another kind of like diamond. And then your delts are hooked to that diamond. And then your chest comes like this. So as long as the more you're bent over, the more of this diamond shape you'll see. If he's standing straight in front of you, it's going to be here. If he's starting to lean over, and did I show you that one already? Or was that the last video? I don't know. It's going to take more of a diamond shape. Until he's bent over all the way, you just see the chest. And you might see the feet if you're just looking like straight down on him. And then you'll see the arm down here. The delts, the bicep, the forearm down here, like that. So yeah, and the guy's like looking up at you like, yo, what's up? Yeah, so that's, you see most of this. You see the chest. You won't see the abs. Depending on the angle, you probably won't see the legs. Depending on how his chest is, and you see the delts like that. All right, so look at this real quick. And I'm not going to ink this because I'm going to photocopy it. Then I'm going to draw the clothes on this, since I can erase some of the lines, but the photocopy will still stay the same. So I want to kind of get it as detailed as I can, so that when I put them back to back, you'll see what the heck I was talking about. So yeah, I'll put a little detail on this off camera because it's 30-some minutes already. So dressing it won't take long, but if I talk more, then it might take another 30-some minutes. So that's going to be it for this one, and I will be back to dress them. All right, so here's a double copy. We're going to work with the original. I'm going to keep this one to match it up at the end to show you why you really don't need to draw the anatomy. But I mean, it's nice to know it and to draw it, and that's why I'm showing you the anatomy underneath of it. So this one, I want to do a hoodie on the guy. So why are you breathing hard? I don't know. Let's start out by showing the actual how to do a hoodie. What? You didn't blur on me? All right, so just like the t-shirt is just a square or a rectangle with a circle and two small little squares. That's your t-shirt right there. But it's kind of like the same way, except, of course it's a little bigger. So the one thing is your arms. Instead of right here, your sleeves go down. Well, let me do this first. Let me do this. You have a higher sewing up here for the actual hood. So the hood goes up here. The shoulders are going to come down more. And the arms, instead of being like this, what am I looking at? I'm looking at all kinds of things other than the monitor. It's going to come in like this because your shoulders, because the hoodie is always oversized, your shoulders are going to be off of you. So if this was your head, this is your shoulders, your arms, skinny little guy. The t-shirt cuts right here, sewn right here. Okay, and I figured you was going to blur on me eventually. The t-shirt is like sewn right here with this, but the hoodie's sewn is like way down here. So it's going to go way down here like that. So it's going to be kind of like hanging off your shoulders. And then another thing about the arms with this is kind of like one rectangle piece. The hoodie is going to be, comes in like that. It's going to be big right here at your shoulders, and it comes in, and then you have your little, I forgot, I don't know what that's called, the little piece that's on the end of the arms. And then you also have it down at the bottom. So that's basically your hoodie, and then you have your pockets, depending on if you have like the zipping up hoodie, but we're not gonna do that one. You have your pockets like that. And then of course your hood, it always straight goes out like this and then comes in like that. So kind of like this. And it depends on the size of your hood. So now the bigger, the bigger something is, the more material you have, or the looser it is, the more, or the bigger the folds and wrinkles will be. Basically the folds, because gravity pushes everything down. So if this part is on your arm, let's just say your arm is like this thick in the hoodie, you're gonna get a lot of droopiness in the hoodie, a lot of droopiness. So it's not gonna be tight wrinkles like you have in your shirt or in a cotton or tight shirt. It's going to be more droopy, hanging down kind of wrinkles or sags, I guess you can call that. So let's, without you blurring on me, let's add a hoodie to this guy. So let's use blue, because I used the pencil last time and I really couldn't see because of the glare. So I put a light behind me, which is causing a shadow. Okay, anyway, hoodie. So it's going to be, as I said, it's going to be down here somewhere. So let's follow this. This is his shoulder here, and it's going to go down his arm, and that is going to be right where the seam is, right there. Same thing with this. You're going to follow, and gravity's going to be pushing it down, following that shape, and you're going to have the seam right about here. So this is going to be thick all the way to kind of a thin thing, and you're going to have, right off the bat, you're going to have that piece on the wrist, piece around the wrist. Hopefully you can see this in the monitor. A little stretchy material, and of course it's sewn into the little stretchy material, and it goes up the arm. So right off the bat, you can follow the arm and then just kind of have it like loose, and here too it's going to be loose, and it's going to go up like that. And we're just doing the outer part before we actually put any folds and such in. So this is going to be kind of close to the arm, but remember it's a lot of material. So right here, which is this arm is going back, and this is the bad part about using a blue lead pencil. The lead is really weak, and it's expensive too. So every time it breaks, it's just like cha-ching, cha-ching, money going right out the door, because the quicker it breaks, the quicker I have to buy a new one. So we're gonna do this, and then depending on how loose the hoodie part is, yes, we're going to do something I lost that I'm still thinking about my blue lead pencil right now. So you're gonna come down. So you're gonna not keep it tight on the body. You're gonna have it basically really just hanging off the body. So if you put like a cape on the person, it's just gonna hang down. So this is gonna be the same way. And of course it doesn't stop there. Most hoodies go like way down. So I'll take this way down here, curve it around, and then add that little piece to it. So it's gonna hit that and go there. So that's your basic sitting of your hoodie. So then you're gonna have your hood part. Usually you'll see some shirt comes around, and there's like an opening of I can't explain that right now. As I go along, you'll see the inside of it and the outside of your hoodie. Now, I mean, that could be a sweater right there, or a V-neck sweater, but we're doing a hoodie. So you can either have it on the person or off the person, and I'll kind of try to do both of them really. So it's going to go around your neck. It's going to here and open up some way and go around the neck but it's going to be layered. And you're going to have like the inside part. Can you see that? I'll have to do that on a separate piece of paper. Same thing here. Depending on how big the hood is and how much you wanted to have it laying down, you're going to have this is going to be the inside. And then you're going to have some outside somewhere, preferably like at the back somewhere. So you're going to have the inside, which is all this, and your outside. Did I just lose what I was doing? Right here. All right, so let's put a pocket. Let's do some wrinkles because, as I said, this because it's so big, you're going to have a lot of loose wrinkles. And anytime you do the arm, it wraps around. It's not going to be straight. When you twist the arm, your pulls are going to kind of go around the arm. So we're right here. We're going to bunch this up right here. And when you bunch something up, the basic bunch is you go up, in, and out like that. So you haven't. It's just like when I showed you the towel. When you push the towel together, and I guess it'd be a good example if I had a towel. It's going to be like that. And then you have, because you go in, you're going to have to come out, and you're going to go in again, but you don't want to put too many wrinkles in this. So that's going to be your basic push together bunch. Usually in the pants, in the back of your leg, and in your arms like that. And then of course, as I said, you have other, one forms another. I don't know how long that was blurred. So I just have to check it every time I move paper. So it's going to go like that and come out. And it could be all the way across the arm because the fold's in the middle. It comes out. And then, as I said, you have folds that could come around. And create like new folds. It's usually the V. But you don't want to put, like I say, you don't want to go too crazy with them. So a fold or wrinkle is usually going to be, it's going to be the V, it's going to be an S, a U, and I think it was one more, a Y. So those are usually the way fabric will come together and make these letters. Ah, got you. I saw you that time. So as I said, one will lead to another. So this is going to be up to the valley, and it's going to lead to another, to another, to another. Just check out more fabric stuff. Go and Google like hoodies and clothes and stuff, and just see how they wrinkle and where they wrinkle up at. And then, like I said, you have your basic ones, and that's basically all you need is your basic wrinkles. So this one, it's going to be the same thing here, but since this is hanging, it's not really folded. Well, let me start here and work my way out. So let's just say we'll put one around here, and remember, everything is round, so all your wrinkles and stuff is going to be round. There it is. There's your Y, like that. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this. So this is just, since this is really thick, this is going to be one piece that comes way out here, and you're going to do that, maybe that Y one more time. And here, let's just put a fold more like a U, almost like a U. And maybe something up, down in here just to be detailed. So, because it's thick, as I said, you're going to have a lot of larger folds. There it is. Cha-ching! Got to buy another one soon if I keep breaking it. Larger folds and wrinkles. So, we got the chest, which it can touch, but it really won't. It'll fall off the chest and go down, shall we say, kind of like that. But it's a hoodie. It's a hoodie. I'm trying to, where else would you put it? Like around the side, because this is where it's kind of like the pinch point. So you can do one big kind of a U right here. Do something down here, because just a fold down here, maybe half a kind of a fold down here, maybe something under here, because it's not really a pinch point, it's really loose. So that, maybe the U. And you have to determine what you want to do to actually make that body flow. If that body's like twisted around, you kind of want your stuff to be rounded. So this is going to be, and that's that seam right there. And it's not going to be much up on your shoulder. You can have something on there because this little dip. So just for the sake of comic books, I'll round that chest off. Maybe do another Y, keeping it round. And then maybe just a little sag right here. To maybe another sag, and then you can put the little V in there. You don't have to. You can take it all the way up. You don't want to go too far with it. And can you actually see that in the monitor? When I ink it, you'll see a little better for it. And let's just, because this is sagging, so let's just say you got it like a bunch right here. Right there. Now let's put this for the time being. You can actually sag it in just a little bit right here. And if I put the hood on, the hood, let's see if I can get a whole totally different color. If I put the hood on, the hood is going to go out. It comes out, up. It's going to sit on your head, depending on how much, how big your hood is. You can bring it down over the face if you want to make it cool looking, but it's going to have that kind of shape to it. It's going to be thick, and then you have the part that covers your head, and it goes back down into that. Can you see that? Yes, you can. And of course, there's going to be a dip in here somewhere because your head is going to make it dip like that. And then, if you want to be all cool, you can add the shadow to the guy's face, and you can, won't see too much of his face, but that's on you. Because it's thick, you're gonna have to show the edges of it. So you show the edges of it, and it could go around like that, and that could be that little dip. And in the back, could go around here. Same thing here. You can have that little dip, go around here, and maybe even more there. As I said, when I ink it, then you'll see. So let me go ahead and ink this. Maybe I'll add some more wrinkles to it, folds to it. So you don't want to go too crazy, but when I start inking, I see what I might want to do, like that. Always turn your paper when you ink. Pull your brush or your pen. Don't try to push it. As I say, if there's a going in point, you do these little V's like that to show that it's going in. Turn your paper, do a small line Unless you're a pro, then you can just go over the whole thing with one shot. But if you're not, just, you know, turn your paper. Just do it like a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Pick up another one, a little line at a time. Just a short line at a time, so that you know that you won't mess up somehow, some way. So since I did that way, this way, there will be no abs in this one. Okay, so I'll go keep the hood on them, since I know a lot of people will probably say, yeah, let's keep the hood on. I'm just gonna go down here and you're gonna see some shirt. So you're going to see the inside of that as well. That's going to go like around his neck. So I'm not going to do his head. Hopefully you can see his head. This is more the clothes. When it goes around there, and here. Where else did I have it? I had it coming from under his arm, which would be more of a pinch point or an anchor point. So you would get wherever it grabs at. As I said, if you have two pieces sewn together, like you have this, and then you have these are two separate pieces. So this is where it would pull from, these anchor points. It would pull from the part that's most being pulled, if you understand what I'm saying, because usually there's a lot of material up here, but your arm, since it's probably pinching here, it would pull more from down here than it would up there, which is why you get most of your pulls from around here, and you get a few, but it's not as strong as these, or it's not as hard as these pulls that would come from down here. Now, let's see if I don't blur on me. All right, we cool? Are we? So let's just put one big fold down here. And this is going to be here. Remember, this is very loose, so you'll have a lot of like drooping material. What is that, Brian? I don't know. That one was not good. So let's do this arm. Let's do this arm. So let's just put one here, just because. Slow down because you're not doing it right. So where did I put this is the seam right here. This is the seam is going to go right in here. The arm. That's what I did with that. I couldn't see that because I did it in blue. So basically what you're going to have on your sleeves are twists. It's not going to come, the pulls are not going to come straight down. They are going to twist when your arm twists. If you have a shirt on, when your arm twists, just like you see this little piece in here, it twists. that's what's going to happen to your shirt. So it's going to come up somehow and twist. They're all going to twist somehow around that arm. So what you're doing is, if you're drawing a front or an arm pointed at you, let's just say this is your front circle and this is your back circle, you're going to have these twists that kind of like overlap each other. But then, you know, they're not just going to be just like this, all of them. They're going to be different. Some are going to be the Y's, some are going to be the U's. And in between, you know, mountain, there's always a valley. So you have to figure that out without doing too much to make it look bad. And when you take a wrinkle off of the sleeve, let's say it's going around, you want to actually take it off like that. Have it curving around. And then you have your fabric there, and then that makes it look like it's actually going off and going around. So for instance, if I did like this, I would do that. Come down, this one would be like another layer there, and then you can have your little valley in here, which would be like darkened. Maybe another one here. Same thing with this. So whenever there's a hill, there's a valley somewhere. Usually those are black or dark. But again, I mean, it looks good, but you don't want to go overboard with it, because if you do one, if you're doing just a character design, it's cool. But if you're doing like the comic book, you're gonna have to, and you do one, you know, just so much detail, you're gonna have to do all your other panels the same way, unless it's like a splash page and you're just trying to get away with it. So yeah, you just remember that. All right, not gonna blur on me. Yeah, very good. And I think that is it for the hoodie. I think I put just a couple around here to show. It's pulling here. And yeah, let's see. And that's the thing, when a lot of people will do that, they're like, oh, okay, I want to add more, I want to add more, I want to add more, but you don't want to go too crazy. So let me put this pocket in here somewhere. And I guess some of them you see the bottom, so, and some of them you see the top, but let's just give it a little bit of openness to the pocket so you see it. And see, I'll sit here and I'll play with wrinkles, you know, all day, and then screw up and then throw it away. So this is the head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that black around the head and then feather it coming out. So you get that kind of hoodie look, and then shadow over the head, which I'm just going to do in pencil because that's really not part of the clothes. So yeah, a determined shadow from whatever. I'm not going to do the hands. Somebody else asked me in my last video, what happened to the hands? And that one got away from me because I basically tried to work on the clothes and the wrinkles, and so I didn't do the hands. Stop with the wrinkles, Brian. Let's do the pants. Do pants. Pants. What was I doing this in? Blue pencil. So, okay, let's just say these are jeans again. So this leg is up. So this jean is gonna come up. This jean, that leg. Versus this one is stretched out. If this was a shoe, it could be, if it's long enough, it could be over. It could be riding over that shoe, which is pressing up. And you have your wrinkles. Whereas this one, because it's lifted and being pulled, it's not going to touch that shoe. So it's going to hit this calf, come down here because gravity. So it's going to be close to here, and it's going to be hanging here. Touching the knee, touching this. And if these were like sweats, and I think I'm going to do the next one in sweats, it's going to be hanging loose here, but we'll give it there. And remember that one major kind of pinch was just going to be that, like the letter U almost, like that, because you're pushing that fabric together. And if you got a valley, you have a mountain. Wherever there's a mountain, there's a valley, and then there's a valley after that too. So I don't want to go too crazy. Now, since these are jeans, you're going to have that seam right here, and it's going to turn here, go over that, dip down there, go over that, and then come down here. So this is going to be your anchor points, as it's called. So you're going to have, since this leg is bent, it's going to be tight here. And because they're jeans, you're really not going to have like the V's or the U's like that, because it's a thicker material. If it was a thinner material, then you have these shapes here. A thick material, you would just have a few lines without having, you know, the V and so forth, because it's not going to bunch up. The jeans is not going to bunch up like a hoodie would. It's hot in this room. I don't know why. I said that in the last video. Just a few lines, because it's going to be tight right here. And we'll do this. And we're going to have just one or two pulls here. And then the jeans going to come down here. It's not going to be touching there. It's going to be touching this calf. It's going to go down, wrinkle, wrinkle, because it's on the shoe. It's going over the shoe. You don't have to have it there, but yeah, you can. So there's going to be some wrinkles here, because this is where your hips move. Gravity is going to make it touch that leg. It's not going to be skin tight. I mean, it's going to be like a centimeter or so over the leg, realistically. But I mean, this is comics, so like that. And you may have a little wrinkle here for the knee. Maybe, maybe not. Depends. Not necessarily. But then I'll start adding, because, you know, that's just me. Not too many though, because this is stretched. Maybe put something like down in here, one big kind of like wrinkle, just like a U, the U here. Not the U, but the me. Flag it around like that. Let's say this one goes in the direction of the knee. And you have your seam here. You may see some seam there, and you remember this little piece that holds the jeans up, and then you have your little zipper cover part. I think the jean pockets. Did you see that pocket? But it's a slash like that. If I'm not mistaken. Jeans. You're just doing the letter A. It's jeans. You have this little seam here, and then you have your zipper thing, your belt hooks. And there's always an extra seam here. And then, what was I saying? Oh, your pockets. I think your pockets are like this, or is it like that? I think it's like this. Some jeans might be like that. It's been a minute, and then you have your little change pocket. So for that, but you won't see that anyway, because if his waist is up here, you won't really see the pocket. And I don't know why I was trying to put the pocket down on his thigh. So let's ink this. Is this the fine point? I said I'm going to review these pens, because there's separate ones. There's like a real thick brush, a real thin one, and a medium, thick and thin. Okay, so the blue one is the thin one. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna just small right there. This is gonna be your seam. Make sure I can see that. You can see that in the monitor. This is gonna be that main wrinkle right here, that U. dip in the calf, the knee, another little loose piece right there. And then, I mean, you can, but I wouldn't really, do too much. Wherever something's pressing hard, it's gonna be, you have those pull lines. So that goes up. And we're gonna go just a bit of a pull here. A little wrinkle there. There, and it's the same thing. This is that. Where's my jeans? Oh, when you're pressing your fabric up, it's just gonna wrinkle like that. That's all. Except some will be over, some will be under. Kind of like over and under kind of thing, but you don't want too many. Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this. I mean, I could put another one here, but then it's getting too loose because jeans are not really like that, loose like that. Actually, this is supposed to come under, Brian. It's supposed to go there. It's too high up. Forgive that mistake, because it's supposed to be here, come here, under the bottom, and be a little further down here. So you saw the mistake. Okay, don't worry about it. Just understand. I don't know why I had it high up there. Wasn't thinking. Lost concentration. Oh, looking for what's left over. Now, just to play around, I could make it black, especially the small areas and the V's and around, just to give it more of that wrinkle feel. But I don't want to do that. I'll let you guys decide if you want to do that. Because when I start doing that, then I'll add more and more and more. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. One piece fits somewhere and leaves space for another piece. And then I will just go crazy doing that. I don't want to do that because you'll be lost. So I think that's going to be it for this. Oh, like I forgot the last time, to erase the parts that you will never see. And this is what I tell people: if you're putting clothes on your character, don't worry if the muscle is perfect, because you're going to erase it anyway. It's good to do it for practice, but if you have several scenes where the person is wearing clothes, don't waste time trying to get your abs correct. Hopefully you'll see that by me erasing everything. You'll understand, yeah, he's right. Why am I wasting so much time trying to get the abs right? Because I know a lot of young artists, they'll give up on stuff. If they can't get it right the first time, they'll give up. And then they'll never reach that potential that they were supposed to reach because you give up. It's like, if you're not doing something a lot, it's muscle memory. It's muscle, that's all it is. It's just muscle memory, drawing a hand or face or whatever. The first time you try to draw, doing the alphabets, if you can remember that, they gave you that piece of paper that was kind of like this, and I think it had the little things. And you had to do your A and keep it on the line, and then the other one was like this, and you practice over and over and over and over, and that's how you learn to write. Same thing with drawing. You just have to practice it over and over and over, and then your brain and your muscle memorize that shape that you drew. Just like you can sign your name, in the dark with your eyes closed, B-R-I-A-N. Boy, I messed that one up. You can sign your name in the dark with your eyes closed, and it's there because you've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever letter you write, millions of times. So of course you can remember how to do that. So when you start drawing over and over and over again, you'll remember. And it's simple. It's muscle memory. So don't give up because the first one didn't come out right. It didn't look right. So you just throw it in. Because I've had a lot of people watch my video and say, oh, that video sucks. It's no good. One person, but she got another 1,000 people say, oh, that's the greatest thing. It helped me draw. That's because these people just give up so soon, so early, because they want it right away. They want that microwave drawing. Oh, if I can't draw it in under a minute, then it's no good. It sucks. I'm going to tell everybody it sucks. So, just have patience. I'm sure if you play a video game, you will play that thing over and over until you win. You just throw your $400 PlayStation in the trash. Some people just bust it up. If you watch those videos, they just bust their PlayStations up. Those are the living at home in the basement in your mama house kind of people. You just got that kind of money. Mama gonna buy you another PlayStation. Don't work that way in the real world. So yeah, don't give up. If it's something you really love, you won't give it up. If you try it and you just say it sucks, then that's something you really don't love. That's all it is. That's all they're saying. It's not for you. One old philosopher or something say, only do the things you love. So yeah, he was back in the day. I don't like going to work, getting up out of bed, going to work. So if I don't get up, how am I paying my bills? All right, Brian, you're playing now. You're playing now. So yes, that's the final product. If I do something to these jeans, like let's say, like if I just put like a little crease in it, might make it look better, or I can just add a little, something to break up the monotony. But if you're coloring it, leave that up to the color. So yeah, you don't have to keep trying to fill it in every second. You're trying to fill something in because it's open space. And then the shoe, I won't even get into shoes. I'll get into shoes later on. But yeah, remembering everything is round. I didn't do these. This is pulling there. So looking over everything, I think that's going to be it. So that one, and here is the comparison with the muscles, which is going to end up being the thumbnail that catches you guys. So again, as I say, you don't really need all those muscles. If I was going to draw something, if I was going to draw this, let's just say I'm going to redraw this real quick before I close this one out. I would draw just the shape that I need, and got this, that, the house, the leg, like that, the arm, however that arm is, this one, and then my head here. That is about good as I would do, remembering, that this is round and this is round. If I have to do the just the shapes, then I'll do that. But that's as good as I would go and trying to get in doing a drawing, just keeping my shape right, because I'm about to put clothes on this guy, so there's no need for me to even try to get all these muscles right. And just, a couple wrinkles here, a couple wrinkles there. You would never know that underneath that body, underneath those clothes, I had just trash drawn there. So if I put like some sweats or something on this guy, just as long as you have that shape right, you're good to go. The only thing that I would detail would be the hand, the shoes, whatever kind of shoes I'm going to put on this guy, and the face, provided I don't do, you know, a lot of shadow on the face. So that's the only part you need detail right there. It's just the clothes and the hand. Whatever's not clothed, you have to put detail to it. Yeah, why am I trying to turn this into an all out and out picture? I don't know. It's just me. It's just me. And then the strings, which I forgot. So I'll just put strings on there because somebody will say, oh, you didn't have no strings. There you go. Official hoodie. So yeah, don't waste time trying to draw every muscle if it's going to be closed. And then once again, here is the final product from the beginning product. Let's switch around so that you can see it right. And then, boom, there you go. All right, that's going to be it. I was going to give some words of wisdom, but I can't think of any right now. So throw my pens down. Done roll away. That's it for this class. It is over. I'll see you guys in the next video.